Okay, awesome. Um, so I've been here a while. I've been able to see and meet a lot of really awesome people. My time in Diamond Support was really awesome because I got to meet so many influential leaders, figure out what they do, figure out what works. So I'm super grateful for that. Something that people don't know about me though is I have been a distributor before. I've been in your shoes, which is why I have such a love and appreciation for what you do because I know firsthand how awkward it is at times. I know firsthand how scary it can be to get outside of your comfort zone and just stand in someone's house trying to teach a class on something that you don't feel like you know very much about. I've been there and I have so much love and appreciation in my heart for what you do because I get it. Unfortunately, there have been times where I failed, which is why I feel like I have a really unique perspective of sharing some of the things that didn't work and sharing some of the things that did. And if I could go back to doing what you all do, I would have a list of things that I would do better and change. And so I'm grateful to have those learning moments. I was totally the guy. I don't know if anybody else has felt like this. Like we went to a vendor event one time and I'm sitting behind my table and then the flood of people come in and I'm like, please don't talk to me. Please don't talk to me. Please don't talk to me. And has anybody here felt like that? Like, please, like, just keep walking. And then they'll walk by and then you'll be like, oh my gosh, like that's why I'm here. I came here to talk to that person and I just wished that they would walk by. And I was totally the person that would get a list full of names of people. They would literally write down their contact information and I would be too afraid to call them because I didn't want to come across as salesy. I didn't want to come across as, yeah, it just all the things that in my head just held me back. And you know, yellows have a lot of strengths, but yellows have some weaknesses, and that was one of mine for sure. And so I I think back upon those moments all the time because it helps give me gratitude for the spot that you're in, and it helps me just really focus on the important things about this business and the important things about Young Living as a company. I gotta hurry. I need to hurry and send that. Gina, can you do me a favor, just really quick while I'm talking? Will you send the Zoom link to Jacob Todd? Sorry, I thought I had sent it to him, but it won't let me get out of this, and it'll make me stop recording. Thank you for doing that. Okay, so that's a little bit about me. I have 4 kids. They're crazy. So I mean, there's a reason I'm bald at this point in my life. Like it's just straight up chaos in my life at all times. So if anybody has parenting advice for 4 kids, I feel like I'm in survival mode all the time. So I've had an interesting journey here, one that I'm very grateful for. But I want to start from when I was 17. I'm going to go back to when I was 17. I was at a lake with my cousin. And she works at Young Living. She's worked at Young Living that long, since I was 17. We were at the lake. I was having some discomfort. And she said, Casey, try this. So she handed me a bottle of Deep Relief. And she's like, put this on. Just trust me. And of course, at 17 years old, my first thought was, what is this? Just give me the Excedrin, right? Give me the Imitrex. But she gave it to me. She said, Casey, trust me. This will work. This will help you. I did. And that day, I'll never forget the moment. I'll never forget the moment where things started to feel better. And I sat there at the table at this lake thinking, oh my goodness, like what just happened? I feel so much better. That day, that moment started my love of Young Living at 17 years old. That's what started me down this path of being healthier, wanting healthier products for my kids. It really helped shape me to where I am today. And I think about that moment all the time. And I've had to think about that moment a lot lately. And I want to give you a quote. And the reason why I want to talk about this is because I know that things have been hard lately. One of my favorite quotes of all time is June roses give us memories. Okay, we're going to restart that. Got it wrong. Memories give us June roses in the Decembers of our lives. Think about that for a minute. Memories give us June roses in the Decembers of our lives. I don't know about you all, and I'm just guessing, but it's been kind of rough the last few months, the last few years. And there have been a lot of times where I've had to reevaluate, is this where I want to stay? Is this what I want to do? And every time I have those feelings, I take time to think back to what matters, to think back to what I love. I love these products. Like, I'm not just saying that because I'm an employee. If they were to fire me right now, I'd create an account and I would order them because that's what they mean to me. And so when I go through difficulty, I remember that quote: memories give us June roses in the Decembers of our lives. And it helps me remember what is important to me, because we're going to go through difficulty. We're going to go through hard times. We're going to have moments where we're like, what the heck? What is happening? And no organization will ever not have those moments. But what we do in those moments will ultimately dictate where we go. And I heard a quote the other day that I thought was really good. It said, "You will only become what you are able to overcome." We've been through a lot. I'm not going to lie. I was just telling Gina about a moment that I had at my desk the other day. It was when all the garbage from Instagram was happening. And I just remember just sitting there at my desk, just doing one of these, right? Because you're just like, oh my gosh. And I just sat and I looked out my window. I looked out at, because I have a really sweet view, just looking and pondering and reflecting and remembering that we can never make good decisions based on emotions. We have to think through things logically. And I sat there and I remembered that quote, and I remembered all of the good things in my life because of Young Living. I thought about my kids. I thought about them having better than I had when I was a kid. And it makes me so grateful. And so I started to remember all the good, because there is a ton of good. There is a reason why I still work here, because I love it. I love the products. I love the people. I want you all to do that. I want you all to take time. That's one of my big challenges to you right now. Take time to remember the good, remember the positive, and remember nothing of value in life will come without trial. Nothing of value will ever come easy. And that's what makes those things worth it. And I remember Kristen Boss at the New Year kickoff saying, nostalgia is a really dangerous thing. Nostalgia is a really bad thing, because it can keep us from moving forward, because we start to think, my best days were behind me. And I don't want anybody to think that. Young Living's best days are ahead of us. Young Living's best days are ahead of us. I promise you. I get to sit at tables. Jacob gets to sit at tables where we talk about things that are coming down the line. And I promise you, there's so much good. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm staying. I'm not going anywhere. That's why I love Young Living. But sometimes it does require us doing what we do, having the difficulty, overcoming challenges. It doesn't require us at times to reflect. So I want everybody to take time. If you're not in love right now, that's fine. Fall back in love. Take time to fall back in love, because the thing that I love most about Young Living is that we are a product-centered company. We are here because we have a product that is changing lives. I want you to put in the chat if Young Living's products outside of the commission check has changed your life. And I want you to think about that for a minute. I want you to think about that particular product. Mine was Deep Relief. And then right after, Deep Relief worked for me, she gave me a TheraPro diffuser, which I thought was the coolest thing in the world, other than the fact that I burnt through every oil that she gave me real fast. So I had deep relief, I had a TheraPro, and I've been carrying those things with me for so long. And that's one of my biggest challenges to you right now. Think about your aha moment. Think about your emotional connection product, because that's really what we're trying to do. We're trying to change lives. Look, I know you want a commission check. Commission checks do amazing things. They pay off debt. They help us have more freedom. But at the same time, we are here to change lives. And I know that we could go around right now. If I were to take all of you off the mute, you could all tell me something that Young Living has done to help your life be better, to be better. And that's what I choose to see in my life. I choose to look at all the good. I choose to look at all the blessings that I have. I choose to look at all of the things that have happened because of Young Living. And that's what makes me grateful. That's what keeps me here. Regardless of the difficulties, regardless, and I mean, I've been here for 7 years. I've seen, I've been through several of them. But we have something that will change generations of people. You have something in your hand right now that will bless the lives of someone's children, generations. You have the ability to affect generations. Gina, I don't know if I told you this story, but I got to go to, it was Myra Yarbrough was here for her purple carpet, right? We bring the Royal Crown Diamonds in, we celebrate them. We went out to dinner with them that night. And it was a really cool experience because we went around the table and we played this game where everybody said, hey, everybody here say one thing that you're grateful for about Myra. So we went around the table and everybody, and like, I will never forget this moment because people were in tears. And I just remember the energy in the room being so powerful. They all said, thank you. They all said, thank you. Every single one of them said, Myra, you changed my life because you were willing to tell me. You were willing to tell me about something that was good for me. You were willing to tell me about something that could help my children. And you didn't give up on me. It was honestly one of the most powerful moments I've ever had. And those moments, you can have also. That's your future. That is the vision that I see for all of you, is being able to sit down with people in the future and having them say, thank you. That to me is worth more than gold, is the ability to change a life and have it change generations of people. I think it's so amazing. That moment is there and it's available if we will just do the things, right? If we would just open our mouths, not because I want my commission check to grow, because I'm telling you now, you want your commission check to grow, help people, love people. That's how it works. The byproduct of them growing is you growing. I want that to be your goal every day. When you talk to people, talk to them out of love, talk to them out of concern, talk to them out of the fact that you have something that they need. And I promise you, if you do that, and if that's your motive when you go in, you will grow. We had a call the other day. So we have a new member of the executive team. His name is Ben Riley, right? He was just announced last week. I just want to tell you how excited I am for Ben. And I want to give you a story about Ben. And Ben may not even remember this story. He probably doesn't even remember this, but it happened and it's meant a lot to me over the years. Ben, I was working in diamond support. Ben pulled me into his office one day and he said, Casey, I have a question for you. And I was like, okay, what is it? And he's like, how are you so cool? How are you so awesome? And I was like, oh, easy. Like, what's happening right now? And I don't say this to say anything about myself. I say this to talk about what type of person he is and what type of person we're getting. He said, why are you the way that you are? Like, I hear good things about you. I want to know. I want to know why. I want to know who you are. He took the time for the next 45 minutes to get to know me as a person. Very few people here have ever taken the time to do that. And, I'm going to have opportunities to tell him that. But we've had other leaders that have not taken the time to do that, that didn't care. I tell you this because we're getting someone that cares. Bringing Ben back, to me, is a massive step in the right direction. So if you want to know where we're headed in the right direction with someone that gets it, that gets you. that has been here, has seen things, and loves the product. And so I know some people were apprehensive about him coming back, but I promise you that just is another sign that we're headed in the right direction, because I've had personal experiences with him that have proven to me that he cares. He cares about me, he cares about you. And it's pretty amazing, pretty amazing. I want to give Jacob a minute to just introduce himself, but I want to tell you one story. One more story. One thing that you're gonna love about not love. One thing that you're gonna understand about me is that I love quotes and stories. Sorry, that's just how it is. My son. My son is he's 9, turning 10. He is on a comp soccer team. So this organization put together 2 teams, an A team and a B team, and the A team, super amazing. They're winning all of these tournaments. They're super good. My son's team, they're still good. I mean, they were good enough to make this club Super League team, but they spent the first year just getting their butts absolutely kicked. How many of you have felt like that in the last year, last 2 years, that you've constantly just had your butt kicked? Constantly just been beaten down. It's just one thing after another. You take a step forward with Rise to Rank, and then an Instagram video comes out and you take 2 steps back, right? It's been super frustrating, and I get it, and I feel frustrated for you. But my son's team, they spent the first year as a team getting absolutely destroyed by everybody. Destroyed. Like, it was heartbreaking to watch as a parent, to watch your son, who plays goalie, just get hammered. And there were games where he's like, Dad, I don't want to do this. And I was like, dude, hold on, dude. Difficulty is part of growth. So tryouts came the next year, and the coach of the A team told us to get rid of every kid on our team. That was his advice. His advice was to get rid of every single kid and start new. And so obviously my son's on the team, and I'm like, no, not doing that. But being one of the coaches, we sat down as a coaching staff, and we decided to keep the same team together. And we caught a lot of criticism for that. We caught a lot of criticism because we had spent a year losing and losing and losing and losing. But we decided that we had the right people. We just needed to up our game as coaches. That we had the kids with the right intangibles. We just need to do a better job of organizing and teaching them skill development. So we decided at that moment, we're keeping this group of kids together because, first of all, they loved each other. Like, they're all friends. They go to practice and they love going to practice because they're friends. We had created a community. That was the first thing we did. The community was there. So think about your community. Is your community there? If you want people to go with you, you have to create something of love, something of value, something where they can go, right? So we created a community that the kids wanted to be. They looked forward to practice. So then we started to be more organized. We put systems into place that helped us be organized, helped us have goals and things that we wanted to hit. Well, we changed everything that we did. We changed our whole strategy, and we got more effective with everything that we did. So we kept the team together. We practiced really hard it was 3 months. And then we went to our first tournament, and we won. We won it. This little team of misfits won it. We crushed everybody. And it was such a cool moment because you could see in these kids, like, oh my goodness, something cool is happening. So then 2 weeks later, we played another tournament. We took second. It was a couple weeks after that, we played in another tournament. We won that one. A couple weeks after that, we played in another tournament. We took second. So 4 tournaments, we either won or took second. And that's going from getting absolutely destroyed. And so the coach of the A team came up to us and he said, I guess I was wrong. Kudos to you guys. And we've gotten so much better that we actually play the A team in a tournament with the best teams next week, which I'm super excited for. So I tell you this story because I think a lot of you probably feel like you feel beaten down. You feel like what is happening. Why can't things go the way that we want them to? We're trying, we're putting in effort, we're doing the things, and we're not necessarily seeing the results. But I want you to think about two things. I want you to think about two concepts: trusting the process, or controlling the controllables, and trusting the process. I think that's what our team did. I think that's what this little group of kids did: controlled the controllables and trusted the process. And I think that's something that each one of us can do, right? With what we do. Control the things we can control, with the understanding that people have their ability to make decisions, but remembering that if I do the things, it will work. It will work. If I'm consistent over a period of time, just like doing sit-ups, if I do sit-ups over a period of time, I'll get results. But remember, I got to eat good. I got to do enough sit-ups to actually have it be effective, right? But I want you to think about those two concepts. Am I controlling the controllables? Am I doing the things that I know I can do regardless of someone else's decision-making? And am I trusting the process that if I do these things over a period of time, it'll work? One last thing. Has anybody been to a professional baseball game? Okay, so what's really cool about baseball is that, well, I mean, everything's cool about baseball. If anybody disagrees, you may lose subscribe to save points, loyalty points. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. Well, I might think about it. Baseball is my thing. But I went to a pro game with my son, and before the game we went and watched batting practice. And before the game, all of the players, they were taking batting practice, playing catch, taking ground balls, right? Those were like the three main things that they did before the game. Well, my son, he's also on a really good baseball team, and he doesn't like to get the games early, because he doesn't want to do some of those fundamentals. And so it was really cool to go to a professional game and say, look, dude, there's Mike Trout. He makes $30 million a year. And what is he doing? He's doing the same thing that you do. He's playing catch. He's taking ground balls. He's taking batting practice. He's literally doing things that you do. So what does that mean to you, buddy? It means that the work that you're putting in now never ends. And you have to do the little things to get the bigger rewards. So the little things are important. And no matter what rank you get to, doing the fundamentals is a key part of how you will grow. I want to show you a quick video. Okay, I'm going to show you a quick video. I don't see Leon on here yet, but I want to. Is that okay? You know, if I show you a quick video. Let's see, where did it? Gosh, I got to figure out. One thing about me too is that I'm not necessarily tech savvy. Jacob can attest to this, that me and technology usually don't work well together. So, okay, found it. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to share my sound with you. And come on, sorry. Like I said, the struggle's real. Okay, can you see this? Okay, so I'm going to play this video, and I think this video is really cool. So this guy, he's a professional racer for his profession.
I've had a lot of success, and for that, I'm so very grateful. But I've learned it's the hard times that help you grow. Obviously, I drive. That's my passion. That's what I do. But when I'm off the track, I push myself to try new things.
Serena, I'm coming for you.
Everything. No matter how many times I fail, how many mistakes I make, or wrong decisions I take, I will always get back up and take those lessons with me. I don't fear failure. My deepest fear is not living up to my potential.
The only way to keep your mind sharp is to continue continue to challenge yourself. So that's what I do. Every day, all day. Otherwise, what's the point of living?
Life never stops teaching. And I am never gonna stop learning.
Ooh, so good. Anybody else get the chills when you watch that? So good, love it. But I want in before I turn the time over to Jacob and Leon, I see that Leon's on here now. What is your drive? And go back to that quote that I talked about earlier, right? Memories give us June roses in the Decembers of our lives. Remember the good things. Remember those life-changing moments. Remember why you're here. Those are what help you get through difficulty. And that's what I use to help me stay motivated and to help me move forward, even when things don't seem like they're going my way. Is huge. We will always have difficulty. When you're who we are, when you're doing what we do, we will always run into opposition, because what do good things always have? Someone that doesn't like good things, right? I think it was Audrey Hepburn that said, you could be the most delicious peach in the world, and there's always going to be someone that doesn't like peaches, right? We will always have challenges, but that's what defines us. That makes us who we are. And I will always be here to face the fights, and I will always be here for you. Me and Jacob, we love you guys. I know that Leon does too. We will always be here to help you and support you. And we love you and we appreciate you for everything that you are, everything who you are, and what you do. So I am grateful. Please reach out to me, reach out to Jacob, reach out to Leon. We want to help. We want to be as helpful as we can through this journey, because there's so much more that is going to happen. There's so many more good things to happen. Things will continue to improve. I promise you. We get to sit at tables where we talk about these good things that are coming. And I can promise you there are. But remember, there's always going to be opposition. But stay the course, do the things, and follow what you love, which is the products, right? Jacob didn't get a chance to introduce himself. I want to give him a second before we turn the time over to Leon to introduce himself and talk a little bit about him. We work together in the Mountain West region to really help y'all as much as we can. So Jacob, I'm going to turn it over to you for a second.
Awesome. Okay, thanks, Casey. And thank you all so much for having us here today. We really do appreciate having the opportunity to have these calls with you guys. They're always great. We get to meet so many people. We get to talk with new people. And yeah, we love it. I just have to shout out the Ted Lasso comment in the chat. I mean, goodness, I love that show. That is so good. It's that comedy, but there truly is that leadership, those leadership lessons in there, which I absolutely love about it, because you're getting a laugh, but you're also learning a lot, which is kind of what I like to do a lot, right? Like I like to get laughs in there, but I like to be able to teach and to learn and to grow. But yeah, so I've been in the network marketing industry for about 7 years. I started out at Jamberry Nails. Who knows Jamberry Nails? Who's worn those nails before? I'm sure there's a few of you. But started there, and I've kind of worked my way up, right? You know, I started in a warehouse setting. I've bottled oils in the past before, and I've been on the customer service side of things here at our silver line at Young Living. In the past 2 years now, I've been here on our team, the leader development team with Casey, and I love it. It's been great. It's been an absolute pleasure working here, and like Casey said, like you feel like we have to say that we love Young Living, we love the product, but it's true. It's really is true. I've had the opportunity to work at a few different companies, and I've seen the differences. You know, I see the way that Young Living takes care of their members in such a greater way than any other company I work for. And there's a reason. There's a reason why we are the world's leading essential oil company. And yeah, I love it. I'm grateful for all of you. I don't want to take any more time away from Leon, but like Casey said, do feel free to reach out to us. I'll throw in Casey and myself's contact info here in the chat, so you guys can reach out to us if you need anything. I'll throw in our Facebook, I'll throw in our email. Please do feel free to reach out. We're here to help with anything. You know, if you need that push, if you need that boost, if you need that that guidance on pushing for our Rise to Rank program, right? Or pushing for that next rank. That's what we're here for. We want to help. We want to be able to be here and to work with you hand in hand with that. So thank you so much for giving us a few minutes today with you and your team. And I'll turn it over to Leo.
Thank you, Jacob. What's up, guys? Hey, how is everybody doing? I'm excited to spend a little bit of time with you today. I know I've heard a lot of great things about each and every one of you, and Casey has been able to inform me on the things that you're doing and the good work that you're putting in, and we appreciate that. You know, I've been with Young Living for, oh goodness, what, 7 years now? 7 years. I think I have like a month longer than Casey. I started like right before him, and then I hired him for some crazy reason. But no, I've been here for about 7 years, and I've seen a lot of really, really unique and really awesome things at Young Living. Like Jacob, I have previous network marketing experience, worked for another company, straight out of college, fell in love with network marketing, fell in love with the company, and fell in love with the opportunity that it provides people to create amazing lives for themselves. And it evens the playing field in so many different areas. It doesn't matter if you have a degree or you have this or this kind of training or that kind of technical training. It doesn't matter. What matters is your desire to come in and learn and understand and become an entrepreneur yourself. And it has been, honestly, one of my greatest blessings has been working for Young Living and getting back into this industry. And it has done things and has taught me things that I cherish. And some of the most important things that I have learned is from working with leaders like Janae, like Tiffany, and to be able to see the things that they're able to overcome and learn how they get out of their comfort zones and move forward and build and grow and work with people and help and bless people in so many different ways. And so honestly, it's been a huge blessing to me, and it's been a huge blessing to my kids. My oldest plays D1 softball, and she's a sophomore this year. And I know that wouldn't have happened had I not got back into network marketing, had I not got back into mindset and learning to overcome challenges and helping people to understand their full potential. And so it's been a huge blessing for me. Young Living is a very special company. And I'm reminded that on a daily basis. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to go on our R&D team asked me to come down and go on a tour of their facility. And I got to meet a lot of scientists, and I got to meet a lot of people in our labs and the work that they do, and find out exactly how they do what they do, how they formulate our products, how they put together, how they test our products, how they make sure that we have the best quality of oil. And it blew my mind how they could tell. And the machines, the millions of dollars, literally millions of dollars they've spent on these machines to be able to determine whether these products are, these oils that come in, whether there was a pesticide maybe sprayed on the ground 4 generations ago, where 4 crops ago, where they had grown that oil, and would say, no, we're not going to take that because it has this and that. The way that they're able to tell if there's fillers added to oil, which you would only be able to tell with these crazy machines, all these things. Like, I was just like completely blown away at what Young Living does to ensure that you receive the real deal, the best quality oil, that doesn't have fillers, doesn't have any traces of pesticides, doesn't have all these things. Like, they make sure that you get this best whole quality product. And I walked out of there and just seeing everything that we do to ensure that, I walked out of there just pounding my chest, like, so glad that I am a part of the Young Living, that we are the world leader in essential oils, and we've set ourselves apart that way. And I just said, as we finish that up, I said, we have to find a way to get more and more people to come on a similar tour like this, to be able to see this, to be able to understand this, to be able to really know that these products, you can't get these products anywhere else. You cannot get these oils anywhere else in the world, except for here at Young Living. And we're the world leader in essential oils. And I think that sometimes we get caught up in so much has happened in the past year and a half. You throw in a pandemic, you throw in just some of the stuff that's happened with our website, some of the shipping, some of the things like that. And it feels heavy sometimes, right? And I know it does. And I know that you guys have dealt with a lot. And my heart goes out to you and thanks you, because without you, we're nothing. And we really are. So thank you for sticking by our side through some of these some of these snafus or whatever you want to call them, right? Some of these things that have happened in the last little while. We're super appreciative of all that you guys do. Honestly, it's a big deal to us. The cool thing is that I get to see, I went and I grabbed a few scientists that I know, and I grabbed them and asked them a few things, and it was awesome. It was awesome to see the products that they're working on. It was awesome to see what they have planned in the future. I was like, oh my gosh, like seriously, this is literally like life-changing type products that they have planned that you guys are going to see shortly. I can't wait for convention. I can't wait for some of these things, for these amazing products to be dropped on you, because they're products that honestly are needed. And they are products that you guys are just going to go crazy for. So I'm super excited about that. I wish I could tell you all what they are, because they are seriously that cool. But just a few reminders. Like, I know that you guys have been through so much, and we've all been through a lot, right? You know, Young Living, about a year, maybe a little over a year ago, we decided to do something that I'd probably say 98 or 99% of the companies in this valley wouldn't do. Like, if I were to go 10 miles north or 10 miles south from where we're at in this beautiful building that I'm sitting in right now, you would probably run into about 30 to 40, maybe 50 different network marketing companies. You know, for some reason, Utah is a hotbed for network marketing companies, right? And so you run into quite a few of these different network marketing companies. I can honestly tell you that 98 to 99% of them, most of my friends work at these other companies. We all started college the same time I did. I'm a lot older than I look. I know I look like I'm about 25, but I'm just kidding. But honestly, like, they work at these other companies, and we talk about what's going on over there and what they're doing. And they're constantly asking me, like, what you guys, like, you're ranked number 7 on the direct sales, you know, in the direct sales association. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, you continue to like do these things, you continue to grow, you hit $1 billion, and then you grew by 30% after that. And then you grew by 40% after that, after hitting $1 billion. Like, what are you guys doing to keep up with this growth? Like, what are you doing? Like, this is insane. And like, if you tell me it's the products one more time, I'm going to punch you in the face, you know? And it's like, no, it really is the products, and it's our amazing leaders, and it's their mission and their love to get these products into other people's homes. And it really is. And we're seeing that. But okay, I'll get back to my story. But if you were to go, you know, the 98% of these companies around here would not do what we do, what we've done, or would take the chance and do what we're doing right now. Like, I've had friends, you know, that are in executive level positions at other companies that called me and said, are you guys really changing your website? Are you really doing that? I'm like, yeah, we are. Like, oh my gosh. Like, they know how much work it is to do it, to create a new shopping platform, to build it, and then to make all the back end systems come together and work and talk together. And that's not an easy thing to do, but we did it. Why did we do it? Because we're trailblazers. We're mavericks. We follow after Gary, and we do what Gary would do. We do the right thing. And though it's hard sometimes, and though it brings on some difficulties that go with that, and kind of making that change. Anytime you change the way that people shop, the way that people earn, the way that people save, and you put it all together, it's a big freaking deal. And it's going to take a little while. But we're getting through that. We're getting through these weeds. We're getting through that. And you're going to continue to see a shopping platform that was built for your customers, that was built for you, that was built to have the type of shopping experience both on, you know, a desktop or mobile. You're going to see some things that are really going to blow your mind, because it's going to be that kind of shopping platform. I know you've already seen a lot of those, but I can't wait till it's firing on all cylinders. Like, once you see it firing on cylinders, you're going to say, like, man, there were definitely some growing pains. Man, there were definitely some days that I was swearing at the website and the computer, but honestly, it was worth it. It really was worth it. And I promise you that it will be worth it. You know, some of the other things that we've endured, like some of the shipping, I promise you we're on that. Prasad is on that every single day. We're actually in the process of getting a completely brand new state-of-the-art shipping facility in the East Coast. And so I know that's been a big deal. Like, right now we're shipping about 70% of our products are shipping out of Utah here at our Spanish Fork facility, and about 30% are shipping out of our East Coast warehouse. It should be reversed, because we get about 70% of our orders come from the East Coast and about 30% come from the West Coast. But we've had to reverse that because of just the capabilities of not being there out of that shipping facility. But we're in the process of getting a brand new shipping facility with everything state of the art, everything new. Like, we are everything. Like, it is going to blow the one we've had out of the water. And I think it's going to rival, from what I'm hearing, going to rival what we have here at Spanish Fork here in Utah. So with that coming, you're going to see shipping times get a lot better. You're going to see shipping all the way around get a lot better for you. So I'm super excited about that. Last thing I'll touch on real quick, and then I'll get into one other thing, and then I'll let you guys go, but is just customer service. Customer service hasn't been where we wanted it to be as either. You know, you probably noticed when you get online every once in a while, you get someone that their English is a little bit is lacking just a little bit, right? Maybe we've had to do that, and it was not something that we wanted to do, to be honest with you. We've been kind of forced to do that with the pandemic hitting. We sent everybody home. A lot of people transitioned to working from home, and then we brought everybody back because we honestly feel like our customers are going to get the best experience when we can train and monitor and have people in office. And so we brought everybody back. When that happened, it was just like the perfect storm. You had so many things happening with the pandemic and stimulus money and all kinds of things, and people being incentivized not to work, right, and to stay home. And you had those things happening, and so it got really hard for us to get people in seats and get people to work. Utah is a booming economy. They call us the Silicon Slopes right now. We are just booming, and with all these companies, most of them from California, moving here to escape some of the crazy of California and moving their businesses here. There's a lot of at-home positions, and so a lot of these people that were working for us took these other positions where they could work from home, and so that really put a big strain on us because we honestly did not have the bandwidth to take those calls. And so with that happening, it forced us, not that we wanted to, it forced us to have to seek some help from some outsourcing some of our calls. And it's not something we wanted to do. It was honestly something we had to do. People being incentivized not to work, and then people wanting to work from home, it caused us some issues there. And it was literally like we'd go to job fairs and we'd hire, where we'd normally hire 50, 60, 70 people, we'd hire 3 people because there was just nobody there. And so that's caused some strain on that. Good thing is we put a lot of money into our hiring new agents. And so we're in the process right now of hiring a ton of new agents that you'll see, and you'll start to see that shift as we can wean away from some of the overseas help that we've had to acquire. You'll see that we'll start to wean that. You'll see customer service get back to where you can say what you've been able to say in the past, that you can always, our customer service will always make it right. And I know you haven't been able to say that in the last little bit, and that's super painful because we always pride ourselves on that. So there's good things coming in all these different areas. So I know those are some of the top pain points that we're hearing, but there's good things coming in these areas. There's good things coming in the website, shipping, customer service. There really is. Let me remind you of a few things really, really quick. We are the world, and I use this a lot in front of with my team, so they're going to laugh, but we are the world freaking leader in essential oils, and we are. We have done things, and I just got reminded this week of the things that we've done to set ourselves apart. We're 28 years. A lot of these companies would give anything to have 10 years in the industry. We've had 28 years in the industry. We've been in the top 10 of direct selling companies in the industry worldwide for many, many years. Just this last year we were 7. So we continue to do things, even though we were mavericks and we're willing to make bets and go on things and do things that we know are the hard thing. We're ranked up there. We are that company you came into. We build products for a purpose, right? Way over profit. Our seed to seal promise is strong. We never compromise integrity. We have a commitment to you guys and to our leaders. And one of the main things when I started working here and made that decision to work here, I wanted to see what our compensation plan was about. And we have, if not the best compensation plan in the industry, we definitely have top 2, 3 compensation plans in the industry. And I would probably say the best. We have an amazing compensation plan. We've set ourselves up. Just being down in that lab and seeing that and hearing some of the statistics that, we have 50, and I saw that. I got to meet a lot of them. Highly qualified, trained scientists. I mean, these guys all had PhDs and everything, master's degrees and PhDs, and they were just on top of it. They're showing me how to I can't even go into all the things that they're doing. It's just insane. But the things that they were showing me, how they check and trace and make sure, and that they make sure that we get the best quality products. We have 275 plus oil blends. We have 600 plus life-changing products. When I worked for another company, if we would launch 3 or 4 products at convention, it was a big deal. And here we launched way past that. I think my first convention here, we launched 20 something, almost 30 products. I was like, what is going on here? So we get products that are needed. We have 17 state-of-the-art distilleries all around the world that do what they do, to get these best products in your hands. We've done everything from create Essential Oils Day to build this amazing building that is like a beacon to this whole area, into the world, to our farm that does so much out there. We innovate when we have to pivot on COVID. We innovate and do things that the rest of the network marketing world, the rest of the industry is trying to catch up with. We put together a international convention that is virtual with over 200,000 different attendees. Like, it's just, everyone's like, how did you guys do that? What platform did you use? How did you do that? Like, wanting to know what we do. We pivot and do those things. We have 33 different offices. We have 24 corporate farms. We have 29 international markets. We have 3,200 global employees. We have over 6 million members worldwide. Like, this company is so incredible. We've impacted almost 400,000 different lives from our D. Gary Young Foundation. And we do these things that mean a lot. Last thing I'll say is one of my favorite quotes, and my team will make fun of me because I use this quote all the time, but it is that all organizations are perfectly aligned to get the results they get. And it's from my favorite book called The 8th Habit by Stephen R. Covey. And he gets into this 8th habit, and he talks about, in this chapter is helping others to find their voice. And in there, he talks a lot about helping people, giving them their voice to become that person they were always meant to become. And he talks about these organizations that are successful, and said that all organizations are perfectly aligned to get the results they get, meaning the results that we're getting are a result of how well we're put into alignment. And I know that when you grow as fast as Young Living has grown, when you grow like this at 40, you hit $1 billion and you keep growing at 40 plus, it's really hard to keep up with that growth. That's what's called the leadership gap. Another book, Good to Great by Jim Collins, he talks a lot about that, the leadership gap, and what happens when you grow that fast and how hard it is to keep up with that. But what we're working on right now is getting all of our systems, our processes, everything here at Young Living to match the amazing growth that we've had and continue on that awesome trajectory that we have. And so I would just encourage you guys to continue, to continue at this time when, things aren't, there are some snafus, there are some things here and there, to build your leadership skills. This is a time that you can do that and build those leadership skills. If you do that, then your leadership skills will match Young Living's growth, and you'll set yourself on trajectory to have an awesome experience here. You'll also, as we get into the alignment that we need to get into here at corporate, we know that as we continue to get the right people on the bus, like Ben Riley, and put the right people in the right places, as we continue to do that, as we continue to get back into alignment to get those really, really great results, I encourage you guys to remember the things that got you to where you are, the things that when you were having ultimate success, like literally sit down with a pen and pad and just go through and write all the things down that you were doing when you're having that ultimate success. And I guarantee there's probably a few things, if you're not having crazy success right now, I guarantee you there's a few things on that list that you're not doing now. I know there are, right? If you're having great success right now, I always tell people I work with, write yourself an email. Like whenever you're having like ultimate success, whenever you hit a new rank, whenever you've like hit rise to rank, or whenever you hit like a goal that you've been working for, write yourself an email of how you feel, all the things that are happening, who you're working with, who's doing what, like give a full on just report on what's happening in your organization and what's happening. I promise you, because there's ebbs and flows in life, there's ebbs and flows in business. I guarantee there'll be a day that you'll need that. And you'll go back and you'll read that and it'll motivate you, it'll energize you, and it'll be somewhat of a recipe to get you back into alignment, to get those great results that you were once having. And I promise you, we Young Living is working on that alignment. And I promise you that we are going to continue to grow and be that company that everybody is chasing, and that we are. Companies are watching us. They're watching us trailblaze through something that they weren't willing to do. And I guarantee you those A, B, those top companies that are like us, they're going to be doing what we're doing very shortly. I've already talked to a few people. They're going to be changing their shopping platforms and doing what we're doing. So it kind of sucks that we have to be the trailblazers and the first ones to cut down all the weeds and trailblaze that way, but they're going to be doing that as well. And unfortunately, you do have those crappy companies that I don't even like to give time to or even talk about ever, because they're not even worth my breath. But you do have those people, and they will come around and try to pick people off when they see things aren't happening perfectly. And I implore you to not waste time with them, because it'll just take you off course. And then you'll get calls like I have in the past week of leaders begging, wanting to find a way to come back to Young Living because things didn't work out, because commission checks are not being able to be paid at those companies, because they can't do things because they promised a lot and they don't have the resources and they don't have the products and they don't have the heart that Young Living has. This company has heart like I've never seen. So thank you guys for all that you do. We love you guys. We appreciate all that you do. And I promise you, Young Living is on it. It will continue to grow and be on an amazing trajectory. Just hold on just a few, like another month. Like honestly, you will see some great things. So thank you guys. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you. I always mess up people's names. Jana, Gina. Okay. Gina. Thank you, Gina, for all that you do. Like Casey just brags about you guys nonstop and tells, and same with Jake. They tell me all the good things you guys do. And so thank you for all that you do. We really appreciate it. All right, guys, that's all I have, Casey.
Leon, thank you. Thank you. So that was awesome. I love that. Thank you for being here. And thank you, everybody. Like, we really appreciate the opportunity to be here with you, because we love you. We care about you. We want to see you happy. We want to see your families have freedom. Because we know that it's here. We know that all those things can happen here. And we're thankful for you. So please reach out to us if you have any questions, if we can do anything to help you. You always have us. We've always got your back. We're always resources for you. So thank you. Thank you for having us, Gina, Tiffany. This is awesome. And hopefully we can do this again sometime soon.
Thank you. Thank you so much, all of you. Casey, Leon, Jacob. I mean, this is great. Every time I get to hear any of you speak, then it just gives me so much hope for the future. So I'm really, really appreciative. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Have a good one, everybody. Take care.